What's going on, volleyball family? Kyle here from Does Kyle Dig It, the volleyball focused shoe review channel where we take signature and performance basketball shoes and break them down for the sport of volleyball. As always, I'm your host, Kyle, both a volleyball coach and a volleyball player with a very unhealthy shoe obsession. And today we're going to be talking about something from a new company. These are the EQLZ 247s. As always, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe and drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about these shoes. Very, very unique and interesting design on these. So it's going to be a lot of fun to get into it. Now, before we actually go and break down some of the performance on these shoes, these are coming from a new company, Equalizer or EQLZ, and these are the 247s from them. And this is actually a company that's part owned by Aaron Cooper, who is a former Nike design individual. So this is what we get out of that kind of a union. Very interesting, very unique design. And we've also gone back to a sock upper. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get started by talking about the traction pattern on these shoes. The traction pattern, very, very unique traction pattern on these. And I was actually curious to see how they were going to perform once I got them on foot. The traction pattern is actually inspired by three separate things. So these little individual nodules that you see in here that are actually pretty deep and they're actually pretty tough rubber, that's actually supposed to resemble shark skin, supposedly. And then of course the shark is then surrounded, right, by what is water inspired wave track patterns that actually surround that part of the shoe. And of course, then it's all built around the idea of the heat map zones for your foot across the bottom of the shoe. So three separate things all coming together to inspire it. And I will say it works. The traction is actually really, really good on these shoes. Really minimal dust pickup. I think that's due to the little shark skin nodules. Did well on dusty courts, did well on clean courts. I would say 9.5 out of 10 on the traction. Really, really good stuff from EQLZ on that particular front. As we talk about the traction and we start moving our way up the shoe, not a super rounded design up here, but you do have a nice rounded design in the heel of the shoe. So there is a good heel to toe transition. The only thing would be is that the heel design here is actually so rounded that sometimes it felt a little bit like your heel wanted to roll on the shoe. Not actually a big deal. And I didn't experience that on the court. So I will say that it wasn't an issue to me, but I could see how if you actually put your heel in this and you started, kind of moving it on the court, it might give you a little bit of that kind of feeling of instability. But overall, like I said, this shoe was great. I actually jumped right into doing this review after having just played in these shoes recently. I came right off the court because I had such a good session in these shoes. I was really actually excited to talk about them. And that's actually doing parts of that cushioning support. So as we move our way up, full foam pattern here on top of a nice kind of a soft strobe board, really, really good cushioning support. The downside is that the court feel in these shoes was awful. I felt like I was sitting up off the ground, especially in the heel here. It felt like I was up off the court, like standing on something, right? And that's not the feeling I really want to get out of my shoes, especially as a setter. I like to have that grounded feeling. I want to have good court feel, and these shoes did not have good court feel at all. So there's a really, really big negative on them. But in every other quality, they made up for it because despite not having a big TPU plate and not having, all this extra technology in here, these shoes actually real springy, real bouncy, real good torsional support, especially with this kind of big, I'm not sure if it's like a rubber plastic material that comes up with caging on the lateral side here. You've got really, really great stability on both your lateral movements and in your big dominant strides as you come in on your approaches for your jumps. Great stability, great lockdown across the shoe, really, really good cushioning support and top tier traction. So I was really surprised about all that. Now, as we continue moving our way up the shoe, it's actually kind of a leather material here in this upper white section. Real good high quality leather stuff. Cages in what is a one booty upper that is all a sock knit type of material and comes up into an actual sock fit single booty upper. It's kind of funny because this stuff was actually really popular about like 10 years ago or so. So it's interesting to see it coming back in a shoe. But what this nice knit pattern does is it makes for a very, very breathable shoe and a very comfortable step-in feeling. The material here is actually, it's really, really stretchy. So it's actually really easy to get your foot in the shoe and get it nice and snug. And then, good high quality laces, you lock this thing down, you actually have really, really good support and lockdown in the shoe, despite most of the upper just kind of being that sock knit. It's that material here, this leather material and this rubber here that cages in the sides and cages in your heel that really gives you that good feeling of support and stability. And then across the top of the shoe, really nice breathability and also good comfort because it's a really nice stretchy kind of soft material. Now, when I went ahead and I got these shoes, I went true to size, and I think that that was the right call. What I will say is that because of that kind of more stretchy material here, especially in the toe box, it does feel a little bit more roomy. So I would not recommend going up any sizes on these shoes at all, especially if you don't want to have any of that roomy feeling. So true to size, or maybe even down half a size, especially if you tend to have a lot of extra room in the toe box in your normal fit and you really don't like too much room being in that fit, maybe go down a half a size, but true to size worked for me. Now, as far as the weight of these shoes, these are a little bit heavy as far as shoes are concerned. The average weight of my shoes is 12.5 ounces. These came in at 13.45 ounces, so a little bit heavier. Didn't really feel that on the court at all, though. They felt very bouncy, very springy, and very responsive. The only thing I would say was just that diminished kind of court feel, right? That was the only thing that I would say that I did not like about these shoes. Otherwise, they were fantastic. Right now on EQLZ's website, these have actually dropped down. They're on sale in price, so they're only $135 right now. And I would say for $135, especially if you're playing at a hitting position, this is an awesome shoe. If you don't really mind not having as much court feel, but you want maximum support and cushioning, and you still want to kind of feel bouncy like you can get off the ground, this shoe is actually a really, really great option, especially for only $135. Not bad at all. And they come in a bunch of different cool colorways now, rather than just like blacks and whites and everything. The design is actually not too bad. When I first got them, I was a little bit worried when I saw them online. I thought they were going to look a little bit goofy in hand, but they've actually grown on me a lot. And you can really pick them out in video on the court because they have that really unique, very striking white black design to them and everything. The design definitely grew on me over the pictures that I've seen of them. And, because I'd never seen anybody play in these yet, except for just things online that I had heard about them, but pleasantly surprised, money well spent. Big fan actually of the EQLZ 247s. So to wrap up on the EQLZ 247s, traction performance, 9 out of 10. Cushioning support, again, 9 out of 10. Court feel, though, 7.5 out of 10. But supportiveness and comfort, again, 9 out of 10. Overall, I'd say a 9 out of 10 shoe, especially for the hitting positions, your outside hitters, your middles, your right side hitters. If you don't really mind having a little bit of a diminished court feel, feeling like you're actually kind of sitting up on the court a little bit in your heels, then these actually might be a great option to look at for you as far as shoes going forward. At $135 with the tech and everything in these shoes, definitely a kind of an interesting option and a nifty shoe. I'm going to wear them a little bit more going forward just because I had such a great game in them recently that I can't discount actually some of the performance and things that I'm seeing out of these shoes. Really, really cool stuff from EQLZ 247. But as always, drop down in those comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like these shoes? Do you not like these shoes? Do you think the design's hideous, or do you actually kind of dig the design? And as always, if you like this type of content, you're into volleyball, you're into shoes, please like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming down the pipe. We've got more volleyball shoe reviews, as well as some volleyball special videos where we're going to be doing maybe some top fives, breaking down some special technology, doing some special videos for volleyball at specific positions and what shoes are the best types of shoes for those. So stay tuned for that type of content. And as always, thank you for watching. This has been Coach Kyle from Does Kyle Dig It, signing off.